Stop talking about comic books or I'll kill you. I don't care if the Hulk could defeat the Man of Steel.
Hey there, comic fans. Welcome to Everything Comics. I'm your host, Bullseye Bob, and this is the 18th episode of Having Comics with Your Coffee.
Is it really?
It's 18th, yeah, man.
Wow, congratulations.
It's been going on for a while. And as you can see, I am not alone today. My good buddy Bueller is here with me. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. It's actually, it's like 6:30 in the morning when we film this on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. But you know what? I'm excited to be here. I'm actually revved up and ready to go. Got some great books to talk about.
That's
and,
awesome.
A whole bunch of other stuff. So let's get going.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, as you can see, we are in a coffee shop, and that's what we do here. This show is where we get together in a local coffee shop. We talk about the comics that we got this week, and that would be the comics that we got on March the 4th, 2020. And we have some great coffee. And we talk about the comics that we got.
That's right. What are you drinking?
I got the owner proprietor Keith makes a great cold brew.
Yeah?
And I got some cold brew with some vanilla sweetener inside of it, and I dig it. It's really good. How about you?
I'm having the regular house coffee, just black.
Just regular black coffee?
You know, on my diet, and that's all black coffee is just hot water poured over beans.
This is true.
That's all it is. It's really good. I've had it before, so I'm happy.
How you doing with your diet?
I've lost 85 pounds already.
Yes.
It's been 6 days. It's just crazy.
That's awesome stuff. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's always good to see somebody getting healthier, and so I support you very much, and I know it's an encouragement.
Thank you, buddy.
Absolutely. So as you can see, we are live and in living color from the Refuge Coffee House in Portland, Oregon. That's at 9217 Southeast Foster Road here in Portland. And like, if you're ever in town, let us know you're going to be here. We'll meet you here. We'll have some coffee, talk comics, talk whatever you want. But this is a great place to come and hang out.
Yeah, we were here earlier in the week on Wednesday, and here's a really cool thing. So you can come meet up with Bob here, and the coffee's on him. And if you don't get enough coffee, you can stroll on down the street to Mocha Express.
Yes.
And I'll buy you a coffee there.
Exactly.
You're all set.
As he just mentioned, Mocha Express, that's his official coffee shop for his show, as the Refuge, the official coffee shop for mine. Everybody has their own personal coffee shops out here in Portland, because that's what we do.
Yeah, two great places. I enjoy this place along with Mocha Express, so can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. And as he was talking about earlier, that we met up here on Wednesday night, the Portland Comics crew all got together on New Comic Book Day. We came here and hung out, showed off our new comic books, and it was an awesome time.
Yeah, so if you guys are local and you're watching this and want to come hang out and talk comics, I know a few other people are going to probably join us next week.
Absolutely, that'd be great.
Don't necessarily do YouTube, and you don't have to do YouTube videos.
No.
It's for anyone in the Portland area that's has some free time on Wednesday and wants to hang out and talk about comics. I mean, that's pretty much all we talked about was comics.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it was a total nerd fest. There was no women in sight at all.
No. It was awesome stuff. But yeah, come on in and join us. So before we get into our comics today, I do have a couple of announcements. We should go ahead and get right into those. As you know, I am on another show. I am on the new Coffee and Comic Show, and that's on this guy's channel, on Comics with Bueller. That drops every Monday morning at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we do the same thing. We get together and we drink some coffee, we talk about comics, but the format's a little bit different. Why don't you go and tell them about that?
Well, first thing, it's in my living room.
Yeah.
So it's not, even though but it looks like a really cool coffee shop.
Yeah.
But it's in my living room on the set, and yeah, every Monday we get together, and we actually film it over the weekend, but it comes out Monday morning at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We tackle many different subjects. We're actually on our 74th episode. I think you've been on now 13 or 14 of them.
Wow, really? That many already?
Yeah, you've been there for a while. It's
awesome.
Bizarre, but whatever. But it's a great time. It's a longer show. We show some books, but mainly it's topic-based. And the topics are the question that we asked earlier in the week. This week's question we asked about mystery boxes. Are they a good deal? Are they a scam? What's your feelings about mystery boxes? You can say whatever you want, and we're going to talk about it on Monday's episode. And it's an interesting conversation. I don't mind throwing myself under the bus. I think that's the expression people use.
Right.
But, We're honest and transparent, but we're respectful, and that's very important. So,
Absolutely.
looking forward to this Monday.
I am definitely looking forward to it, and if you want to join in on that conversation, you can go to his channel and look up his preview video for this week, and that's where you can go ahead and leave a comment on what you think about that, and you can go ahead and join in the conversation. Okay, that's awesome. I can't wait. So my next announcement is my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I am closing in on 800, and with the way it's been going, I'm going to get to 1,000 soon. And so we have a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. We have some great prizes. That one thing that I keep showing, the poster that we got from the image signing, 6 different creators signed it, all big names: Todd McFarlane, Mark Silvestri, Robert Kirkman, a lot of great names on there. I'll show a graphic up on the screen of what it looks like. And then we have some other stuff to give away too. Only thing you have to do to enter for that is to be subscribed to my channel and go ahead and leave a comment on the coffee video what you think about the show. That's all you have to do. And when I get to the 1,000 subscriber mark, we're going to give those prizes away, and it'll be an awesome time.
Yeah, all you have to do is subscribe to his channel.
Are we going to do this again?
No. Come on, go.
Okay, and then our last announcement is the Washington State SummerCon. Yes, that's happening in June. That'll be June 20th and 21st at the Washington State Fair and Event Center in Puyallup, Washington. We were there last year. It was an awesome time. As a matter of fact, look at that.
There's my official media credentials from last year. I thought I'd wear this. So I'll have this again this year and be doing a bunch of stuff. And for the record, I just saw this. Emerald City Comicon was just postponed.
Yes.
It's not going to be the same time. They've already been in communication with each other, the Washington State and Emerald City, so whenever Emerald City reschedules theirs, it won't be the same weekend as Washington State SummerCon.
Which is awesome.
Very cool. So
Looks
they'll
like
be like back to back.
Nothing wrong with that.
Weekends. That's a good couple weeks probably, right?
For sure. I just spend my summer in Seattle, man.
There you go.
Washington. But yeah, if you're planning on going there, let us know. Or maybe you're from out of state, go check out the website. I'll leave a link down in my description. You got to check out the lineup of creators. I mean, people like Marv Wolfman are going to be there, Jerry Conway, Jim Starlin.
Yeah.
It's an amazing lineup. Go check it out. We'd love to see you there. Again, June 20th and 21st. It's going to be an amazing time, folks.
Unfortunately, Stanley's not making it.
I know. I just wish he could.
Man.
But with everything that's been going on, I really hope that by that time everything's settled out.
Did you ever meet Stan Lee?
I did not.
You did not? I saw him one time.
I did too.
Yeah,
I've
I
seen
saw
him
from a distance, and there was like 1,000 people in line. But I got to see him, and and I'll always remember that. So that was kind of my moment. I don't have any autographed by him, and honestly, I don't think I'd want any autographed by him now, since it wouldn't have that personal connection that I have with my autographs.
Right.
But only got to see him one time. So
yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'm a little bit different. I do want something. I do have something autographed by him, and there's a couple of things I'd like to have autographed by him. He was such a huge part of my childhood, and I love the man. So, but let's get on with the show, man.
All right.
So basically, we're going to go ahead and get into our reviews. And before we do that, we have a rating system on this show. So basically, you're going to see some graphics come up on the screen. If we like a book, we're going to give it 2 sticks up. I call it the Daredevil rating system. You know, his fighting sticks. And so if we like a book, it'll be 2 sticks up, and you'll see a graphic of him holding the 2 sticks up. If we're kind of on the fence about a book, we'll give it a stick up and a stick down. And if the book just didn't grab us, we'll give it 2 sticks down, and you'll see the graphics there up on the screen to represent that. That's what that's all about. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our comics this week. Bueller, why don't you go first? What's your first comic book?
My first one, and this one was really cool, is SpiderMan Noir. And this is, I believe it's a limited series. I think it's a 5-issue or maybe 6. I could be wrong.
I think it's 6.
6? Okay. This was like a crime mystery set in the early 20s or 30s.
30s, yeah.
And I enjoyed the story. You know, it's I'm not familiar with this character. I mean, this character's been around for a while, and as far as a different version of Spider-Man. But this is really the first time I've ever read anything involving that character. I thought it was interesting how he was portrayed and how he uses guns and stuff like that. You know, kind of reminded me of almost the Spirit
Yeah.
The spirit character, that's kind of what I got from it. This is just a setup. Apparently there's a murder at a nightclub, and he's kind of a detective. He's actually a private investigator in here.
He's a PI.
He's not a reporter or nothing like that. He's a private investigator, and he decides to take the case to find out who murdered this girl. And apparently she had like this jewelry thing that's worth like way more than what she should have.
Sure.
You know? And I don't know if this book involves like any type of like villains with powers or nothing like that. It seems more like just a straight like crime mystery. So it's just like a regular person. But I liked it, and the best thing about this book is the artwork. And the artwork in here, you know, it has that dark tone and stuff, you know. It's really good. I mean, I was kind of blown away. I found myself, after reading it, just flipping through the book again, and I'm just enjoying the artwork. And you take the story was pretty good, and the artwork was excellent.
Yeah.
Definitely 2 sticks up on this one.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, that's one that's also on my list of reviews. That'll be in my mini reviews. Same thing. I enjoyed the artwork.
Yeah.
Thought it was very well done. And I don't know about you, but all I kept hearing every time the guy would talk was Nicolas Cage, because he does play that part inside of the Spider-Verse.
I said that in my brain. I'm like, that's Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. That's good stuff. Well, great review, man. Thank you very much. So my first book this week is by DC Black Label, and that's Strange Adventures. And this one is written by Tom King, and the artwork is by Mitch Gerards. That's his name. And so, yeah, you know, I'm not a huge Adam Strange fan, but I was looking forward to getting this book. And so basically, you know, Tom King is coming off of his Batman run.
Yeah.
And he got a lot of flack in the end. A lot of people wanted him off of it.
Really?
Yeah, me too. But he has had a lot of accolades in some of the other things that he'd done. You know, what he did with Vision.
Yeah.
What he did with Miracle Man. And so, you know, he's a great writer. And so here's this new 12-part series that he's doing, and it's based on Adam Strange. And so, you know, I wanted to check it out, and, you know, actually, this is really well done.
Yeah.
So basically, you know, Adam Strange has this power that basically he can travel on this thing called a theta wave, and it takes him to a different planet. And what we find inside of this book is that on the planet, I think it's called, that's a callback. I love it.
I couldn't resist.
The planet is called Ran, and on that planet, he's a complete hero. That's where he's fighting a battle against these creatures called the Picts. And
the what?
The Picts.
The Picts?
The Picts. P-Y-K-K-T. Picts.
Good.
Anyway, they're an alien race, and on that planet, he is a complete war hero. He's got a family there, and you know, everything he does there, everybody loves. But back here on Earth, because when the theta waves start to diminish, he gets transported back to Earth. People look at what he does, and they pretty much consider him a war criminal. And so there's this back and forth about what it's like on Ran and what it's like on Earth. And it's all told during these book signings that he's at, kind of like at a, not a comic book store, but kind of like a Barnes and Noble type thing.
Sure.
And people coming and talking to him. And it goes back and forth between this whole thing. And while he's doing the signing, there are some people that are just like, "You're my hero,"
Yeah.
and other people are coming up. Yeah, other people coming up saying, "You suck, and I want to, you should be in jail." And very interesting. I thought the dialogue was really well done. The artwork was really, I like the artwork. The only thing that I didn't like about it was the switching back and forth between Earth and Ran. It was so sudden.
Yeah.
A lot of times I was trying to figure out where I was at.
Yeah.
And so I don't like when they do that, and I don't think the artwork was differentiated enough to say, okay, this is Earth and this is Ran. Some parts it was,
Yeah.
but not every part. Other than that, it was a great read. I think Tom King is a great writer, and I think he's going to kill it on this book.
Sure.
He'll probably be lauded just like he was on those other ones.
Yeah.
And so I definitely give this one 2 sticks up.
The cover on there looks like there's like people written on it.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Like, so if you get this book and you think maybe somebody wrote on the cover, no, that's just part of the cover.
That's part of the cover.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. But I'm on board. I'm definitely gonna go forward with it, and It was good.
And that's a Black Label book that's a regular size.
That's right. Regular size.
There you go. Thank you, DC.
For sure. What's your next book, my friend?
Okay, my next one right here is one of my favorite series that's going on. It's by Jonathan Mayberry. This is Pandemica number 4. Now, I've been on this series since the very beginning, and this comes out once a month, and sometimes it gets pushed back a little bit. So, on average, about once every 5 weeks, to be honest with you. So, the premise of this is, and I've talked about this on the show before, it's a virus that's going around, and it's the first thought is it's a natural virus that just kind of happened. And then there's a conspiracy theory thinking that, no, it's not natural, it was manufactured and it was designed to focus on a certain group of people. And then that conspiracy theory turns out to be right. It is a manufactured virus that's actually engineered to affect people who are not, who are not white. And it's really kind of disturbing.
Wow.
It's definitely an interesting read, and like I said before, it's not a very comfortable subject matter, and there's definitely a good and evil in here, and you can see that plain and simple, and obviously you want to root for the good.
Yeah.
So there's people in here that are trying to get to the bottom of it and stuff, but the virus is kind of just has a mind of its own. It's actually jumped over from what it was supposed to do to start infecting everybody in the world, and it's not only is it killing people, but it's actually starting to turn people into like almost zombies and stuff like that. So this book is an interesting read. There's no advertisements in it, so it's, you know, every page is part of the book, and at the end of the book, it jumps forward like the last 3 or 4 pages into the future. And you can kind of see where it's going. And they've been doing that for the last few issues on this. So you'll read the main plot, then the last 2 or 3 pages, you get that jump and you kind of, I don't know if I like that per se, because it kind of, okay, I know this character is going to make it because they just showed me type thing. And then the next issue, it goes back, you know, to where the regular story is going on. That part I might have a little bit of problem with, but all in all, it's an interesting read. Obviously, it's kind of topical right now with what's going on with the thing that's here in real life, you know.
Coronavirus.
I don't want to get too far into that, but this is just you know, a hobby book, so that's what this is. But I enjoy it. I think there's only 1 more, maybe 2 more in this series, if I'm not mistaken. But it's called Pandemica. It's IDW. It's worth checking out. You might want to wait for the trade to come out, because it's kind of a dense read. You know, there's a lot to it and a lot of plot being explained and stuff, but definitely one of my favorites right now, and I look forward to it every single 5 weeks. So there you go. I would give it 2 sticks up.
Awesome stuff. You know, ever since you know, you've told me about that. Of course, you did review it a couple of issues ago on the show, and ever since you've talked about that, I've really been interested in reading it. I just can't find it anywhere. So I may have to wait for the trade paperback to come out on that.
Yeah, it's a tough one to pick up. The comic shops don't order too many copies of it. I actually talked to Jonathan Mayberry. He actually reached out to me and stuff, and I talked to him about it, and he expressed interest on doing an interview and stuff, and I might be looking into doing that. But he's an award-winning author.
Yeah.
And he's been around a long time. So but he's pretty proud of this book, and most of his books deal with all doom and gloom type thing.
Right.
That's kind of his category, and this is no exception.
Okay, so my next book, and this is a hot book right now, of course. This is from DC Comics, and it is Batman number 90. The next book in their Dark Designs. This is number 5 in the story. And I got to tell you, you know, besides the fact that, you know, we get the inklings of the new characters inside of this, you know, you can go with all the hype that you want, but is it a good story? And I have been really digging this story. James Tynion is a masterful storyteller. You know, some of his stuff in the past, you know, I've had kind of hit and miss, you know, with before, but what he's telling here is really, really well done. And so, basically, where this book starts off, well, first of all, let me tell you who's done it. So, of course, James Tynion IV is the writer. The art inside of this is Jorge Jimenez, and I want to point that out because
it's beautiful.
It's amazing. We're on the 5th book though, and we've had a total of, I think, 5 artists on this, and I haven't haven't felt like the book has suffered from that at all.
Yeah.
You know, we had Tony Daniels in the beginning, and then the last issue, we actually had 3 artists doing the artwork, and it didn't take away from it at all. It was still very well done. But this one is all done by Jorge Jimenez, and it is fantastic. The color in here is done by Tomu Mori. I'd probably butcher his name. But
That's all right. That's what we do.
I know. But the colors are amazing. Did you read this?
I haven't read it yet. I flipped through it. I read a nice little stack. That's not. I'm actually behind. I haven't read 89 as well.
Very easy to do right now because there's so many good comics.
Yeah. I sold my 89.
Did you really?
Yeah. I'll just get the second print.
Good man.
That's the way I looked at it. Like, second print of that one comes out next week.
Right.
I sold my. I sold for like $50.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
that one and Hell Risen together. Pay for my pull list next week. Right.
There you go. Sell it while it's hot. Make sure the hobby's paying for itself.
Yeah.
But you know, the book is really well done. I've been enjoying it all the way up until this point. And last issue, we kind of found out that there's this whole plot, you know, that's going on, and it's really come to the forefront. And this book is all about how that plot began, and it starts basically off in the midst of all that chaos. Catwoman has the inside info on how this, and it's her secret.
Yeah.
And she basically lets Bruce know, I need to tell you about this.
Yeah.
And so this is going to be spoilers, folks, because this is really well done, and that's what we do on the show. If you haven't read this book already, you should be reading your comics.
I haven't read it.
I know.
Spoil away.
Spoil away. There we go. So basically, the secret is that some years past, this guy named the Designer sends...
That's the guy with the D.
With the D, right? Then we got the first appearance of him in the last couple of issues. This is his first full appearance. This is where he talks, and you know we can get into that all we want. But but basically, he sends a letter or a card to all 4 villains. You got Catwoman, the Joker, Penguin, and the Riddler, and invites them to his place, which is a really creepy place.
Yeah.
And he basically talks about the fact that at one particular time in his life, he had a nemesis like they do in Batman. And that this guy would, you know, every time he would try to get a step ahead of him, this guy would figure it out and he would always defeat him. And so he figured out the only way that he could beat him would be to become the man he would be in 20 years, evolving to that point, while the other guy was still in his normal state in this particular time. So he figured out a way to basically go 20 steps ahead, right, and evolve to that particular point so that he could just destroy his nemesis. And he basically, that's what ends up happening in his life. He tells them that when he finally defeated him, he defeated him so bad that he just wasted away into obscurity, and there was no more. And that's what he's going to offer to them to do to Batman, to evolve each of these 4 characters into who they would be 20 years from now. And that's his design.
Wow.
Really masterful. And when it gets to the Joker, all hell breaks loose. This guy sees what the Joker is going to become in 20 years, and he freaks out, and all hell breaks loose. And that right there I'm really excited about, because I think that's what is really leading into the Joker war. How you doing, Richard? We got people from the outside waving to us.
Photo bombers.
I know. But that, I think, is what's going to lead into the Joker war. But Catwoman's secret is that her plan for 20 years down the road is to take money from the largest holder of money that everybody knows at that time, which is Bruce Wayne. And at the end of the book, Bruce was realizing, I'm about to lose everything. Awesome stuff. It's a great read. I was on the edge of my seat just reading this backstory. If you're not reading it, you should be. I know it's kind of hard to pick up. If you can get the reprints, definitely get them. I give this one 2 sticks up, way high. It's
Very
really
cool.
good.
I want to say something about James Tynion.
Yeah.
He's only been writing this for like 5-6 issues. He's already introduced a handful of new characters. Like I think 4 or 5 brand new characters.
Yeah.
And a couple of them so far, the Punchline and the Designer, seem to have some, you know, legs behind them.
For sure.
He's definitely trying to make his mark on Batman. And people have been talking quite a bit. That Punchline character has the potential of being another Harley Quinn type character in years to come.
Right.
And if his name is attached to that, do yourself a favor, man. If you see James Tynion or Tynion at a con, go get an autograph, because he's going to be the next big thing. I really like the guy a lot. I've met him, I talked to him, and He does my other favorite book, Something is Killing the Children.
That's right.
And he's done some other Batman. He was on Detective Comics for a while. He did Justice League Dark. But, you know, being on the main title for DC right now and introducing brand new characters that people really like so far, guy's making the right decisions.
Absolutely.
So my hat's off to him. His name's going to go down, so it's pretty cool.
Absolutely. He's definitely in this year, you know, of all the different things that I've read, I would definitely say that his stuff has been some of my favorite stuff. I'd say him and Jerry Duggan have done a really great job. And there's some other ones too. Donnie Cates has been doing an awesome job. And of course, my buddy Chip Zdarsky. A lot of great writers out this year, but James Tynion has been killing it.
Yeah.
And this one is no different. So check it out, folks. All right, man. What's your next book?
So this is my pick of the week.
Pick of the week. There you go, Robbie.
So really like this one. This is Join the Future, #1. Get a good view of that, covering up Bob's face a little bit. Don't be touching me. But this is by Aftershock Comics.
Okay.
And when I read this, I read it last night, and I was having a little bit of fun because my son was in the room, and I was actually reading it out loud, doing different voices for all the different people in the thing. So like the father, the daughter, and the son, and some other people. So it was kind of a fun read. So here's the thing. This book was extremely good.
Yeah.
I really liked it. For one, I really liked the cover, and Aftershock, it's a thicker cardstock on the front. They do that for the first issues, I think. You know, I don't know if they do it for all the issues, but it's like $1 more, but that was all right because it was a #1, and I was good with that. But this story pretty much starts out, there is these mega cities. And these mega cities, they're like kind of enclosed, and they're like utopia. It's literally, you have no worries whatsoever. You have no bills. You have no worry about your health expenses or nothing like that. You have an income granted to you. It's almost like, you know, I guess you could call it paradise. So everything you could want, for the most part, is available to you. The other part is, outside of the cities, it's kind of like a western town. I mean, if you want to compare it to anything, it's kind of like the Wild West. It's just people living off the land, you know, and little towns, and they're hunting and stuff like that. And for some reason, the people that live in those towns don't want to be a part of the Utopia city. The reason, you don't know yet. They don't explain that. You know, they don't explain why you don't want to join. From the looks of the utopian city, you'd want to, you know. And so you're introduced to the father and the 2 kids, and this is the daughter on the front. And this is full spoiler, so I'll go ahead and
go for it.
Say it. So she, I assume, is the main character, and her father is dead set against going to the city and being a part of it. And the boy, which is his son, he finds like an iPad or an iPod or something like that, and he's listening to it. And he's like, and he told his sister, he goes, "Listen to this music, it's wonderful, I've never heard this before." So they're all like, "Oh, we're missing all this stuff." So there's a little bit of like, maybe we should go join this thing. And one of the representatives from the city comes to the western town and says, "Come on and join us, you know, you get all the food you could have and all this stuff." And there doesn't seem to be any downside. That's what I don't understand. Obviously, we'll probably get to that in later issues. But at the very end of this book, apparently people from the city come and start to wipe out the little town. And there's a big firefight, and it looks like the boy is killed. And it looks like their uncle is killed. And it looks like possibly the father might have got killed.
Wow.
And that's why the daughter's on the cover. And, you know, as you can see, she's staring at that city, and she's got a gun. And she's probably going to raise some havoc.
Right.
But I really enjoyed this book. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, they don't really tell you why the people don't want to join the city. And so that will kind of pan out over the next few issues. But artwork was really good, fun read, looking forward to it. Read it out loud like I did and do different voices. The enjoyment was fantastic.
I bet it was.
But definitely 2 sticks up. You know, there's some good books this week, so I was pretty happy.
Yeah, that's for sure. Is that something you do often? Use the voices out loud?
In my head.
And there you go.
Not out loud. Only in the bathroom. That's a different voice.
That's all. Well, that one right there, that's a great review. That's another book that I caught on to late. I did order it. It should be in my box next week,
Nice.
but I wasn't able to get it this week. But it's definitely one that I want to read. And this is my pick of the week. Robbie, we dig you, man. The pick of the week. This is my pick of the week. And of course, for me, it's Daredevil, number 19 by Marvel Comics. A couple of weeks ago, this was my pick of the week as well. And, we've been waiting for this culmination of where this story is going. We knew something big was coming at the end of the last book. We had this, basically a kill squad that was going to be purging the city. And that's where we begin in this book. Of course, this is written by the great Chip Zdarsky. And I say great because he's killing it on this book.
Why don't you just say hello to Chip right now?
Chip,
you're trying to get him to call you.
I know. Huh?
The love affair, that's one-sided right now. He's doing his best to extend it to you, Chip. Come on, man.
So
Reach
funny.
out the bomb here.
Make
his dream come true.
I actually did get a chance to meet Chip Zdarsky.
Is he your Facebook friend yet?
No, he's not my Facebook
Have a
friend.
goal.
But he is my Instagram friend.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
I'm telling you, I know. But bottom line is, I did get to meet him last year at Emerald City Comicon, and he actually did, with some the black ink on a card, he actually drew the Daredevil face and personalized it for me. He's a really personable guy and really a lot of fun to talk to.
Yeah.
If you ever get a chance to, at a con, he's awesome to actually meet. He's a really good guy. But he's killing it on this book. And the artwork is by Marco Cicchetto. He's back, and that's okay. I've been liking all the art that has been happening in the whole run from 1 up until 19. And another thing that I love is here's another great cover by Julian Tedesco, and just been a great team on this whole run. So here we go, folks. All hell breaks loose, right? You got this kill squad, and it really puts you on the edge of your seat from the first page. The way he writes the dialogue, just for the street characters, it really puts you into the midst of the action, and I really love that. The kill squad, let's just talk about that for a second. You have Bullet. I haven't seen Bullet for a while. Bullet was created by Ann Nocenti, an old-time Daredevil villain, but Bullet shows up, mercenary, Crossbones. We got Rhino. Rhino shows up.
I saw that. That's cool.
Bullseye is
Love
there.
me some Rhino.
I love Rhino too. And then a long-time Daredevil foe, one that nobody really cares about, Stiltman shows up, and when he does, the rare expletive escaped my mouth across the house. My wife had to come running in to make sure nothing was wrong, because I was blown away. Because he actually found a way to make Stiltman cool for a couple seconds.
He's always been cool, man.
Yeah, well,
He's Stiltman.
there you go. One of the funniest villains I've ever seen. But he showed up, and it was glorious. I loved it. But basically what ends up happening is that because of the fact that the police weren't allowed to enter into the city, of course we know in last issue some did, because they wanted to find the kid that was basically kidnapped. So with this kill squad coming in, there's really no police on the streets, very few. And what ends up happening is the people start rising up to try to fight back. And as they're doing that, they're putting on Daredevil's cowl. They're putting on things that make them look like Daredevil. And of course, Matt gets into the fight. He sees somebody that is wearing the Daredevil outfit get taken down, and he realizes in that moment that Daredevil is not just him, right? The people in Hell's Kitchen are uniting.
Calm down. It's getting all excited.
It's good stuff, man. And so he basically notices that the people that they have band together, they're fighting,
Yeah.
they're helping each other, and they're trying to take care of Hell's Kitchen. And what's uniting them is Daredevil. And so at this particular point, he realizes that they're basically pulling his load on their backs. He takes the cowl. He finally puts back on the red folks.
Saw that.
Yeah, and so the next issue, we're going to get Daredevil back
Yeah.
in the red. Glorious stuff. If you haven't been reading this, This is an amazing, amazing run. I'm just going to say it right now. We're witnessing one of the best runs on Daredevil ever done. And if you're not reading it, definitely get it. 2 sticks, way up. Loving it.
Wow, this guy. Look how happy he is. It's
I am,
6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, you know, and I
Like
had to
a kid
wear
in the
my
candy store.
official Daredevil shirt to go do that because, you know, the candy store is glorious.
I love your hat, by the way.
You like that? I like
do.
the hat
You
too.
look really good.
Yeah, man. This is my new hat, folks. You like it? I like it. I like
Very
it.
cute.
Thank you.
It's cute what you were going for?
No.
No?
No.
That's what you got.
Okay, appreciate it. All right, well, those are our main reviews. We do have a couple of mini reviews, just because, you know, there's a lot of books.
Yeah.
And so, what's your first mini review?
My first mini review is Mercy, #1. This is by Mirka and Dolfo. I think I pronounced that right. So I read this book, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it. For one, it's an adult book. I don't know if you looked at it.
Not yet.
But there is, you know, it's an adult book. So, I mean, it's not for kids. There's some stuff going on there, some you know, intimate stuff. We'll just put it to you that way. But in reality, I really didn't. It didn't really grab me. I'm probably not going to get issue #2. There is a live-action trailer for this book that was kind of cool. I actually saw it at the Comics Pro event. I like that, and that's why I bought the book. And this cover is by Art Germ. But the story itself, I mean, it's almost not even worth going into. It's kind of set in the Victorian times, and this character right here, I don't know what she's supposed to be. I really don't know what the story is supposed to be totally honest. This issue doesn't really, you know, evolve it very much. So I really, you know, I can't really spoil anything because it didn't really do anything. So that's all there is to it. But this is my mini review. The artwork was okay. The cover's probably the best part about this book. But if I had to give it your stick thing, I wouldn't give it any sticks. Or 2 sticks down, or whatever.
2 sticks down?
Sure. You know, like I said, I wouldn't continue. So if I'm not going to continue a title, obviously I didn't care for it too much.
Yeah.
But it's going to be in my collection because I enjoy the cover. The artwork on the cover is the best.
Yeah.
And there you go. Mercy, Image Comics.
There we go. Awesome stuff. I definitely have that. Haven't read it yet. I will be reading it this week. Kind of interested to see, now that live action trailer, did they release that online or was that just at Comics Pro?
I think it's online. I think you have access to it through the book as well.
Oh, cool.
I don't know exactly how they're doing it. Everything's online.
Yeah, of course. Cool deal. Well, thank you very much. My first one is one that you've already reviewed, and that is Spider-Man Noir. Same thing with me. I definitely like the artwork on this. This one has been written by Margaret Stoll, art by Juan Faria, I think that's how you pronounce his name. And I'm the same thing with you. I love the artwork. The story was good. I really like the dialogue. Well, I shouldn't say that. I like the actual way the dialogue was written as far as conversation, because I think it flowed well. The thing that bothered me about this is that if you are a fan of or really studied that era of the 30s and the 40s, which was one of my favorite eras.
Is that why you're wearing that hat?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's right.
There we go. You can definitely tell that they were trying to make it that, and it felt a little forced. Other than that, I think it flowed really well. But the best thing about this book is the artwork. Definitely give it 2 sticks up.
Are you familiar with the Spider-Man Noir character?
I am. I read the original series, which I liked a lot. I'm trying to remember what happened in that series.
Does he have the powers of regular Spider? Can he web sling and all that stuff?
Well,
I didn't see that.
He web slinged in this.
He does? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like, was he bit by a spider? I mean, I don't know his backstory.
Right.
So I don't know if he's like, you know, can lift up a car, or web sling, and you know, whatever. So
yeah, he can.
Okay.
I don't remember how he got the powers. I don't think the origin is the same. But in the very first scene, he's got the 2 gangsters in the old, 30s car, and while he's on the hood, he basically webs them
that's
up.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so, he has, plus he has the guns, which I think is kind of like the old Batman.
Yeah.
You know, but definitely a good read, guys. What's your next one, man?
Okay, my next one is not a new book, but I just picked it up, and I've been wanting to get this, but it's gone up in price.
Yeah. considerably.
But the great thing is I didn't know that these were available. This is Ice Cream Man #1, and this is the Image First. This is their version of the True Believers, the dollar issues.
Yeah.
So this is only $1.
That's awesome.
And so I was able to get this, and I really don't have any reason to buy the original print now because this does the job for me. But I finally got to read this, and this is an interesting book. I enjoy it. You've read it?
Yes.
Yes. I'm really happy I picked this up. It's very creepy. I mean, it involves, in this one, there's the Ice Cream Man, okay? And there's a little kid that comes to the thing. He gets his ice cream. He's kind of a little chubby kid and stuff. And he goes back to his house. And his parents have been dead for like 2 weeks.
Yep.
They got bit by his pet spider, and they're like rotting away. And before he goes into the house, he puts on like a little clothespin over his nose, and he's like, "Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad," and stuff.
So creepy, man.
It's so disturbing. And then finally, like these detectives get called in to. Investigate because the employers of this family haven't heard from them, and the detectives go there to the house, and they find the parents in the kitchen, at the table, just rotting away. And then, like, the pet spider bites one of the detectives, and he dies. And then the kid runs out, and apparently the Ice Cream Man is like a werewolf. Is that what he's supposed to be?
Well,
I don't know what he's supposed to be. I really don't know. This is a great story. So I'm assuming the Ice Cream Man, and don't tell me because I don't want to know. Stop spoiling stuff for me.
I will.
But it's the ice cream dude. Seems like he's like behind all this, as far as like the spider and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to reading the rest. I'll probably do trades just because they're going to be easier to get. But if you haven't checked out Ice Cream Man, it's a very popular title right now. #1 is selling for like $30-40.
More than that.
More than that?
Yep.
Okay. But great title. I think they're on issue 18 or 19. Looking forward to reading the rest. So good time.
Absolutely. That's another one that I came on too late, just like you. I have read the first four books because of Hoopla. But I just ordered the trade paperbacks from Tifa, and they actually have them for a really good price.
Yes.
And so if you haven't done that, go to Tifa's website, tfaw.com, and you can get them for a reasonable price there. There's a couple of them on back order because they're so hot right now.
Yeah.
But definitely one of my favorite books that's out right now, and I just started it. Love it.
Yeah,
That's
I believe Image, their first volume of a trade is always $9.99.
Yeah.
So it's the first 4 issues of the series. So
Right.
less than $10.
Less than $10. It's good stuff. Awesome, man. It's a little longer, a bit of a review, but I love it because that's such a good book.
Yeah, we were at the thing last weekend at the swap meet. I spent the whole time looking for these books.
Right.
Nobody had any.
Nobody had a thing.
Out of 50 or 60 vendors, nobody had any of them.
Exactly. I was looking for them too.
Yeah.
So my next mini review is The Strange Academy, #1 by Marvel Comics. This one is written by Scotty Young, and the art by Humberto Ramos.
I think it's Ramos.
Is it Ramos?
No.
Ramos. Anyway,
I
but this book is a lot of fun. I wasn't looking for it to be anything too big. I mean, to me, it's another Harry Potter story, but it's got some twists in there that definitely make it Marvel's own. It was a lot of fun to read. The artwork was really cool. I like some of the characters that they've come up with. I mean, they've actually got an offspring of Dormammu as one of the kids in the school. And there's some good comedy inside of there. Of course, Doctor Strange does show up. You have Brother Voodoo is who's running the school. And if you haven't checked it out, I would definitely recommend it. Check it out. I enjoyed the first read. I probably won't go on with it because it's not my bag of tea.
Yeah.
But I can't ding it, and so I give it 2 sticks up.
Yeah, I skipped it. It didn't appeal to me that much. There's a few variant covers that look kind of nice, but not enough for me to pull the trigger on that one.
Yeah.
And I kind of flipped through it and looked at it, and I don't know. Didn't spark my fancy.
Didn't spark your fancy.
I guess that's a word.
Didn't spark your foo-foo, huh?
Come on, man. Making fun of my coffee?
I wasn't making fun of your coffee, not me. So basically, that's it for our reviews, folks. I hope you enjoyed those. Let us know inside the comics what you're reading. What did you pick up this week? Because that's what it's all about, man. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to show you something that's not on our pull list. And on this one, you want me to go first?
Go ahead. You go first
I'll
because
go
I only
first.
got one thing. You brought 2.
Yeah, I did. But you know, I've been looking at everything that's been going on, and with ECC getting canceled, I really hope that MegaCon, that's not affected.
We're gonna be fine.
I know we are.
I think positive.
I know we are.
It's
I do
happening.
too, and that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm thinking positive, because one of the things that I'm really looking forward to is meeting George Perez, because he's supposed to be there, and so.
Oh, he already canceled.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he didn't. This guy. So,
but he canceled because he found out you were coming.
Oh, thank you. Bullseye Bob's coming. You get out of here really quick. But bottom line is, I always try to bring something that's not on our pull list. And so what I brought today was a couple of George Perez books that I'm hoping to get signed by him. The first one is Avengers number 196. Of course, that's the first appearance of Taskmaster. Iconic cover and one of my favorite Marvel villains. And really hope to get that one signed by him.
Do you like that outfit?
When it first came out,
yeah.
I loved it.
Really?
I did.
It never did it for me.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, the different color scheme and I don't know, it just wasn't like one that popped for me.
Yeah, I hear you. His power set and the way he looked back then, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I like some of the later versions of his uniform as well, but definitely an iconic book and one that I'm looking forward to. And the other one, I've got to get this one signed. That's pretty cool. Is New Teen Titans number 1. Of course, this came out in November of 1980. Never forget when that first came out, because at the time, in comics, it was a lot of fun. It was either the X-Men or the New Teen Titans. Yeah. Every week, it would be one or the other up on top. But I'm going to see both Marv Wolfman and George Perez this year, but I'm really hoping to get George Perez to sign this. And so there you have, there's a couple things that were on my pull list.
Very cool.
Yeah. So what'd you bring, my friend?
Okay, here we go. Believe it or not, I brought a slab.
Bueller has a slab, y'all.
I actually have 3 slabs in my collection. And every slab I have in my collection has been a act of kindness, A-OK, that was sent to me my way, and obviously I'm going to keep those,
Yeah.
This one was sent to me by Scott Farr, and this is Batman number 50. And this, let's see if I can get the glare, this is a Scorpion Comics variant of the wedding issue.
Oh my word.
Look at that thing. Very beautiful. It's a 9.6. Ooh, it's 9.6. I sure wish it was that 9.8 I wanted.
Be nice.
Anyway, I'm just kidding. 9.8 all the way. Well, whatever. But anyway, this is one of my slabs. It's a great looking cover.
It's an amazing cover.
The neat thing is, one thing I've always told people if they're sending me stuff for a gift, I have asked them, feel free to sign it. And it doesn't bother me, whether you do or don't. But Scott actually autographed it for me on the slab.
Oh, nice!
And you can see that best wishes. I think it says best wishes, my friend. And then on the bottom down there it says Portland to Portland. He lives in Portland, Maine.
Oh wow!
And so really cool. And Scott Farr has it on there. But there you go. That's one of my slabs, and I thought I'd show it. And it's a 9.6. So happy. If it was a 6.9, I'd be okay as well. Do they make 6.9s?
Nope. Yeah, no, they don't. Not that I've ever seen. A 6.8 maybe.
Okay, whatever. But there you go. One of my slabs. Thought I'd show it off. Great looking cover as well. So thank you, Scott, once again. Love it.
That's an amazing cover. Do you know who the artist was on that cover?
I'll
tell you right up here.
I don't know. Let's see. No, I don't know.
Okay.
But it's a neat one.
Yeah, it is.
Scorpion Comics sketch. I don't know.
Really nice. Thank you for bringing that.
Probably Tom McFarlane.
But there you have it. There's something that is not on our pull list, and that was awesome. And then the next part of the show that we always do is our question of the week. And this week's question of the week comes from our good buddy Sam from Sam's Tangled Web. And his question is, are there any future books that you're looking forward to reading? I got a ton of future books I'm looking forward to. How about you? You got any future books?
You go first.
Sure. So I'm going to bring my notes here because I do have a few. I'm definitely looking from DC Comics, I'm definitely looking forward to the whole Dark Knight's Metal. I really love the first Dark Metal series. I thought that was great. But definitely looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the whole Joker War event. Normally I don't get into the event stuff. I wait till it's done afterwards, but that one I'm definitely on board with. And then from Marvel Comics, I know that they have their big event, the Empire. I'm probably not going to read that till it's over, just because they've let me down so many times. But Nola's coming. That's what that Empire event's about. So here we go. And then the other one from DC that I'm looking forward to is the follow-up to Joker, Killer Smile, and then which is the follow-up to that is this one book is going to be called Batman Smile Killer. Oh, okay. And so I'm looking forward to that one. And then there's a couple of other things from Marvel that are going to be there, like the Juggernaut series that's coming out. I'm really interested in that. For one reason, art is done by Ron Garney. If you've never seen his stuff, he did some great stuff on Daredevil. He's got a kind of noir feel, and I think that's going to be awesome for a Juggernaut book. The Taskmaster miniseries, I'm interested in. I hope that's not going to be a bomb, but we'll see what happens. And then the other that's already currently running is the X-Men versus Fantastic Four. As soon as I saw Sentinel Doombots, I'm on board, man. I can't wait to see what he does with that. And then there's some independent stuff. Pulp from Image Comics. That's a new Ed Brubaker graphic novel that's coming out. I'm really interested in that one. One from Dark Horse Comics. It's coming out, Norse Mythology. Normally I probably wouldn't be into a book like that, but when you see the lineup, Neil Gaiman is going to be on it, and let's see, Mike Mignola, Jerry Ordway, and then it looks like David Mack's going to do a few of the covers. But it looks really good. It's kind of an anthology based on Norse mythology. I think it's pretty cool. And then there's Dead Body Road by Image Comics. That looks really good. Don't know much about it, but everything I'm reading about it looks like it's going to be good. And then the last one I'm looking forward to, because just getting on it, it's been amazing. You just showed the book, but I don't care. Ice Cream Man is probably what I'm most looking forward to. That I'm just so well done. And that's the books I'm looking forward to. How about you, man?
Okay, now I got a little bit of time to think about it. And I already had a few on there, but I wanted to add a few more to the list. First off, like you just said, Ice Cream Man. For me, it's brand new because I haven't read any of them, even though they've got a handful of issues out already. Another title, the same thing, is Gideon Falls. Gideon Falls. One I've wanted to jump on. I think I have number 1, the director's cut, and number 2, and I'd like to get the rest and read that, 'cause I've heard nothing but good things about that.
Same with me.
A couple other ones, the Joker War sounds interesting. That'll probably be my big DC event for the year that I want to read. And then also, right now the story arc has ended on Something is Killing the Children, the first 5 issues. And then issue 6 is a brand new story arc. Very much looking forward to jumping on that. And then sticking with Boom, Al Ewing has a title coming out for Boom later this year. I'm going to butcher the title. It's We Only Take Them When They're Dead or something like that. That, just the title alone, I probably got that wrong, but it's pretty much that words. And but that one sounds interesting, so I'm looking forward to getting on board with that one. And I don't think it comes out until later. There's a few other ones by Boom, I forget the titles, but they got about 3 or 4 other releases this year that look really interesting, that kind of fall in line with some of the other popular titles. As far as Marvel goes, the Taskmaster one that you mentioned, I'm actually looking forward to that. I was just reading the preview in the previous book about that one. And I'm trying to think of other Marvel things I'm looking for. The ongoing Thor has been great.
Oh, it's been amazing.
You know, Cates is doing a great job. That's one that I always read. And I'm trying to think. The Daredevil one is also another one. You know, more of that stuff. And what's that storyline right now? It's the Hell.
Right now, it's called Inferno. The Hell Rising was that's part of it's done.
Yeah. Okay. So is this a brand new storyline?
Brand new storyline.
Okay. There you go. So that keeps on going on, and that's really good as well. So I mean, there's a lot of good stuff. But I'm looking forward to, you know, just honestly, if somebody asks me right now, what are you looking forward to reading? It's after reading this first issue of Ice Cream Man, that's probably what I'm looking forward to the most. And just the simple fact that there's 18 issues already available. Yeah. I don't have to wait. I just have to go get it.
Absolutely. That's great stuff. Well, that's awesome, man. Thank you very much. Some of those books definitely are on my list as well. And I always, looking forward. We got a lot of great stuff coming. It's been an amazing year so far. And and we got a lot of great stuff.
Yeah.
It's just going to be awesome. So there's the show. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. Just really quick before we go, I did want to mention, I love hanging out with this guy. If you haven't checked it out already, on Thursday nights we have the weekly rundown, which is on my channel here, and where we go over the latest pop culture news. This last Thursday was an awesome time. We had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
The next couple of weeks, I know next week for sure, we're not going to have the Thursday night. That won't be happening. The following week, I have a little procedure. I may have to do some recovery, but I'm going to try to make sure that show happens. We'll see. But if it doesn't show up, we'll be there the following week for sure. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Bueller, do you have anything else that you wanted to tell our listeners or talk about your channel?
Well, I just want to say I hope your Hair Club for Men procedure goes well.
Thank you.
So we'll see how that turns out. So, but I just want to say thank you to everyone who's watching and enjoying the stuff that Bob's putting out and we're putting out together.
Yeah.
I have a great time as well, hanging out with him and talking about comics. And if you haven't checked out Comics with Bueller, please feel free to do so. It's actually a featured channel on Everything Comics. I had to set it up myself. But there you go. So thanks for having me today.
Absolutely. I love hanging out with you, and I appreciate you coming on the show. And so there you go, folks. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I really appreciate you guys' support. Remember, always support your local comic shop. And as always, Excelsior.
Your face if you continue to debate whether Logan's claws could pierce Steve Rogers' shield.